Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, with our main topic today. We're discussing today that President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi have recently said that the coming inauguration of the new administrative capital is going to be like a declaration of a new republic, and also the transformation of the Egyptian ministries to the new administrative capital is going to be like, as His Excellency said, it's going to be like there's a new state that is born. Also, the President spoke of the importance of the fourth generation cities and the integrated cities, which the state have recently have been establishing during the past years, like for example El Galala Plateau, the city of El Galala, and also El Alamein city, New Mansoura city, New Ismailia, and others. We are going to shed light on this, and we have the pleasure to host this morning in the breakfast show Dr. Ahmed Hadedy, Assistant Professor of the Construction and Project Management. Yes. Good morning, sir.
Thank you a lot. Good morning. Thank you.
Sir, I have the pleasure to host you this morning, of course. At first, could you give us a general idea about the importance of the fourth generation cities and President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi's keenness to establish many of these cities and governorates in Egypt?
Sure. First of all, we would like to define what's meant by 4G cities or fourth generation cities and smart cities. It is a sustainable city which enhances the triple bottom line, or the three main pillars of sustainability, which is the environment, economy, and the society.
Which is the integrated city.
Which is an integrated city, as you said. And actually, these cities mainly depend on using high-end technology through telecommunications infrastructure for the operation and management of these cities in technological aspects.
Yes.
And regarding the keen of President Sisi on constructing these new communities, how did this start? On the 14th of March 2015, the Egyptian government, under the patronage and the leadership of His Excellency President Sisi, introduced the Sustainable Development Strategy, Egypt's Vision 2030, during the International Economic Conference in Sharm el-Sheikh. Egypt's Vision 2030 aims to improve the Egyptian society current economic, environmental, and societal dimensions without depriving the next generation from their rights. And actually, this is consistent with the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals, particularly goal number 11, related to sustainable cities and communities through balanced development and management of land and resources. The absence of new cities and new urban areas which can accommodate the accelerated population growth in Egypt has encouraged the Egyptian government to establish new communities outside of the Nile Delta to reduce the traffic congestion and reduce the environmental pollution and prevent the construction of slums and unauthorized constructions. So we can see the government nowadays is constructing a lot of projects like new administrative capital, Al Galal, as you said, new Al Alamein city, new Bursaid city, new Ismailia city. A lot of construction projects have been executed all over Egypt nowadays to boost the concept of decentralization.
Yes. So, Dr. Hadedy, to what extent was Egypt keen in implementing the new cities on the latest international design and construction techniques, and how does these techniques meet the international standards?
Yeah. The Egyptian government has allocated about $45 billion for planning, designing, and constructing all of these new communities with a very high international standards and high specifications, which meets the international standards in developed countries. I have lived in the US, Canada, and UK, and I can see nowadays that the standards and specifications adopted in these countries are nowadays being adopted in Egypt during the execution of these mega projects.
Yes.
Moreover, we have a smart cities building code which was recently introduced and approved via a ministerial decree by the end of 2020, in November 2020. So we are on the right track using guidelines, roadmaps, and new technologies for the execution of these smart cities in Egypt.
Yes. So how we'd like to know from you, sir, how would these new cities depend on the information communication, as you've said, and the technologies, knowledge management, and evaluation systems for green societies?
Sure. This will have some technical terminology, so I have to read it to make it more clear.
More simplified, please.
Okay, sure.
Okay.
The new smart cities mainly depend on smart facilities network and remote sensing networks, which are networked system to manage and operate all the vital facilities of gas, electricity, and power in these cities,
Yes.
and to make it operated in an automated manner. They can monitor consumption and extract this information through digital smart meters, which allow optimal usage of the facilities by distributing the surplus produced from one of the networks to other networks to ensure load reduction and reduce operating cost. So everything is digitalized and operated in an automated manner using digital smart meters,
Yes.
in order to track the usage and optimize the usage and redistribute the surplus from one place to another through the smart cities.
Yes.
We can see that through automated surveillance cameras, remote sensing, and smart commercial advertisement. Moreover, these cities have unified digital infrastructure using a wide network of optical fiber internet cables, which is a high-speed internet, in order to maintain that all the needs and services needed by the citizens are satisfied in the city. Also, I would like to stress on a point that we have our green building rating system, as you said, the green
Yes.
buildings. We have a well-known green building codes worldwide, which is the BREEAM, the British BREEAM, and the American LEED. And Egypt, giving its leadership and giving its leading role in the Middle East and Africa, Egypt has introduced its green building rating system called Green Pyramid Rating System in its first version in 2011,
Yes.
and it was modified in 2017 in its second version. And this code provide like guidelines or a roadmap for construction firms on how to execute or on how to produce a sustainable green building within the Egyptian context, giving the limitations and the resources in the Egyptian construction industry.
Yes, yes. Dr. Hadedy, could you give us or shed more light on the fourth, how do the fourth generation cities would rely on a smart unity network?
So as we said, it mainly depends on remote sensing and the smart facilities and
Yes.
the transmission of the information through a wide network of optical fibers internet on how to we track the usage of the gas, electricity, and the different vital facilities in the
Yes.
city itself, and how this information are processed and analyzed using the smart digital meters. So we have control centers. These control centers will have as the smart digital meters, which can track the usage, analyze, and then help us to take a decision or make a decision regarding the data we have as an output from the input of the usage and consumption patterns we have in
Yes.
the digital meters.
Yes.
Yeah.
Dr. Hadedy, how do you see the future of the construction and building in light of relying on technology, value engineering, and strategic management of the cities?
I would like to say that the more we adopt a new technology and advanced principles within the construction domain, the more we create sustainable communities which improve the triple bottom lines of sustainability.
Yes.
As we said that nowadays the growing usage of the BIM technology, which is called the Building Information Modeling technology, in the Egyptian society is very obvious, especially in mega projects in Egypt. And building information modeling is a process of creating a 3D model to inform and communicate project decisions.
Yes.
Now we have the BIM technology being adopted in Egypt in an 8D mode, in 8 dimensions mode, and this can help us to track the whole life cycle of the project, help us in a facility management, and to maintain the health and safety management in especially in mega projects where we invest billions and billions of Egyptian and pounds and dollars in the execution of these projects.
Yes. So, Dr. Hadedy, how would the data be processed or analyzed in these new cities? Does each city need a special process or to deal with?
No, it's unified.
Does it differ from New Mansoura to El Alamein to Galala, for example?
Each city has its own control centers or operation centers in which all the digital smart meters will track the consumption and consumption patterns and the usage of the different vital facilities, and these data which are collected through remote sensing and the smart networks will be processed and analyzed, and based on that decisions will be taken in an automated manner, an automated pattern, in order to optimize the usage and redistribute the surplus of the gas or electricity or whatever.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Dr. Hadedy, concerning the international standards, meeting the international standards in the new administrative capital, we'd like to shed light on meeting the international standards concerning the towers in the new administrative capital that is going to be the biggest in Africa.
So first, let's talk about how many towers do we have in the new administrative capital. We have about 20 main large high-rise building towers in the new administrative capital.
Yes.
The tallest of them is called the Iconic Tower. I would like to say that the Iconic Tower is the highest tower in Africa and the second highest tower all over the Middle East and North Africa after the Burj Khalifa in Dubai.
Khalifa Tower, yes.
Khalifa Tower, yeah.
Yes.
And actually, the Iconic Tower will consist of about 78 floors of a height 345 meters, and it is expected to be fully delivered next year by 2022. Till this moment, about 11 floors have been constructed with an overall height of 85 meters. And the execution of this tower, especially the Iconic Tower, is carried out by the investment of the Chinese company called CISIC. And CISIC is one of the most leading construction firms worldwide in executing and constructing high-rise buildings. This is the specialization of this company. Yes. And regarding this international standards, as you said, all the building materials regarding concrete structures or steel structures used in the building of the towers have been tested through laboratory tests to maintain its durability and to ensure that these materials are meeting the international standards regarding quality and safety. Moreover, the government has exerted a great effort by planning that the locations of these towers are safe by taking in consideration the wind and earthquake loads of this region to maintain a safe execution and safe construction of these towers in its planned location.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So, Dr. Hadedy, how would the Egyptian citizen benefit from the new administrative capital or the new integrated cities?
Should we say that it's only the benefit of the citizen or the whole country?
The whole country, of course, and the tourists and the investors also who are going to come to Egypt are going to benefit, of course. But let's start with the Egyptian citizen.
So as I said twice during my conversation, that the triple bottom line of sustainability, the TPL. So there are a lot of benefits, not only for the citizen, but for the whole country. We can see the impact of these new cities on the 3 dimensions of the sustainability, as I said. Let's talk about the economy first. These new cities will attract several economic investments and will encourage the development outside of the Nile Delta. We have been investing in the Nile Delta for almost about 50 or 60 years. This is enough. let's go outside of the Nile Delta, let's go to the
Yes.
deserts and start new urban communities over there, because that is too much for 60 years of investments inside the Nile Delta.
So the choose of the place also.
It's perfect
Yes, very
locations.
important.
Yeah, like Al Alamein, Al Jalala,
Yes.
new administrative capital. All of these locations are very impressive and very intelligent decision to be taken, because we fed up from investing in the Nile Delta. It is not logic.
Yes.
It's illogic
Yes.
for the whole population to
Be concentrated in this
yeah,
area.
like 90.
Yes.
We are using 5% only of the total area of Egypt,
Yes.
and the 95% of the area of Egypt is empty. So we should start developing these remote areas.
Yes.
So this is on the economic side. On the societal side, these new cities will lead to reduction in traffic congestion, preventing the unauthorized construction of slums, creating millions of new work opportunities. This is what you care about right now for the citizens.
Yes.
And providing an easier and more comfortable life for citizens. On the environmental side, these new smart cities will help in reducing the environmental pollution caused by the construction industry by creating what we say green buildings or eco-friendly buildings, which are like the environmental friendly buildings.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. How you've mentioned also the investors.
Yeah.
How would the investors benefit from these integrated cities?
These new cities will provide an infrastructure for more technological and advanced cities which cope with the new future and the need of the citizens to cope with the new future needs and this stuff. So I think the infrastructure which will be built regarding the telecommunications infrastructure will help the investors to start investing in building new communities in these
Yes.
cities. And as I said, that the investors, especially the private sector, is the right hand of the economy, of the government,
Yes.
to invest and start developing these new areas.
Yes. So how would all the names that we have just mentioned concerning the integrated cities, this list, the new administrative capital, the Al Alamein, Al Jalala, etc., would help in supporting the national economy?
So let's take an example for the new administrative capital.
Yes, please.
So the new administrative capital has a lot of projects which attracted a lot of foreign investors to
Yes.
invest. Like CISIC company, CISIC is an investor which invested a lot of billions
But please
of.
don't mention names.
Sure.
Yes,
Some of the Chinese construction
Yes.
firms came to the new administrative company
Yes.
and invested billions of dollars in construction of high-rise buildings, which is the highest in Africa. So this is a simple example. We have a lot of Arab and Asian and European construction firms which nowadays invest a lot of dollars in the construction of these communities in Egypt. So these new cities will attract a lot of investments, foreign investments in Egypt. And I will talk later on about Al Alamein city, which is a very good example for investments nowadays.
Yes, Dr. Hadedy, concerning planning a transportation network to connect these cities. For example, we have mega projects and national projects for an electronic train that is going to connect Al Ain Al with the new administrative capital with Al Alamein. So give us
What
an
you have
idea
said-
about
what
the
you have
importance
said-
of these.
Yeah, what you have said is the answer. How we will connect these new communities from the east to the west with each other. And we would like to say that the Egyptian government is exerting great effort nowadays in constructing and the execution of the first high-speed train, which will connect the new administrative capital with Ain al-Sukhna, with Al Jalala, with Al Alamein city, 6th of October,
to
Alexandria.
yes,
And
yes.
so how do you see
This would be
how the new administrative capital is connected with Alexandria and 6th of October with a high-speed train? This is the first phase. The next phases will cover all of Egypt in order to connect the different districts among Egypt
Yes.
and make the transportation between the east and west and
Yes.
north and south is much easier and comfortable for the citizen itself.
Yes, so Dr. Hadedy, also concerning the expanding of some roads and building new bridges in Cairo to be connected to the new administrative capital. What is how would the Egyptian citizen also benefit from this, and the investors themselves, when they come to Egypt, they may think, okay, how long would it take me to be in downtown Cairo and to go to, so could you give us an idea?
Yeah, sure.
But the infrastructure being recently built.
We can see right now that a lot of bridges have been executed in Cairo, in Nasr City, in Masr al-Jadida, or so on, and how these new bridges shorten the time taken to transfer from one place to another. Not only that, the regional roads between the governorates in Egypt, like Shubra Banha, the free Shubra Banha road, and how this road can take you from Cairo to the Kahliya governorate in almost 1 hour and a half or 2 hours instead of 4 hours. So it's almost 50% reduction in time. Not only that, you can see 30th of June axis, which will take you from Cairo to Ismailia and Port Said in 50% of its time. So we can see nowadays the expansion of roads, the main roads, which main axes and regional roads, provincial roads, which are connecting between one governorate to another, and the bridges which are being executed among Cairo right now is shorten the time taken, saves time for the citizen, and reduce the traffic congestion, reduce the environmental pollution taking as a result of the traffic congestion caused by traffic congestion, I mean.
Yes, yes. So in your opinion, which of these the names that we've mentioned concerning the integrated cities in Egypt that you think it's the most important city?
Let's rank them. Should we give them a rank? So
I think the biggest one is, of course, the new administrative capital.
Yes, I agree with you. The most important one is the new administrative capital.
Because it's very big.
Yeah.
What else makes it very important?
For the new administrative capital?
Yes.
Most of the governmental authorities will be in the new administrative capital, like the Ministry of Defense, the Central Bank.
So let's say the services.
The services.
Yes.
Actually, the currency will be printed in the new administrative capital. The new Central Bank will be over there, and the Ministry of Defense, like the Octagon. So the new administrative capital is the most important new smart city which will be executed in Egypt. Let's say that the second highest important city which will be constructed, and you will be maybe will be surprised by the answer, will be the new Alamein city.
Yes.
So New Alamein city, we can say it's a global city.
It's going to encompass everything, universities, schools, everything.
Yes.
People could stay the whole year, Egyptians, I mean.
Yes, it's a global city on an Egyptian soil, and we can say that it's a gate of Egypt to Africa.
So it's not just a place that we're going to spend the summer there or something.
Yes.
The whole year.
Yes, ma'am. It will change the concept of the north coast of being a temporary residential place during the summer season or the 3 months of the summer into a full residential place to which we can accommodate and stay in, providing all the facilities and all the services we need during the whole year.
Yes.
From education, markets, and so on.
Yes. I thank you very much. Unfortunately, our time is up. I thank you
very
very much for
your...
My pleasure too, sir.
You.
Thank you for your valuable information and for coming to us this morning. I thank you very much, Dr. Ahmed Osama Al-Hadedy, Assistant Professor of Construction and Project Management.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir.
My pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. I leave you now with my colleague, Nisreen Baha.